Hello, my name's Briers, and I am sometimes a coach and a facilitator and a consultant, often within organisations. I also sometimes run public trainings, and in working with people in a coaching context, I've seen certain things that seem to be useful time and time again, and I thought it would be useful to offer those as a set of resources, free resources that you can use if you're a coach to coach other people, or you can use for yourself as exercises to coach yourself. So the first of these is an idea that comes from a model called Be, Do, Have. Be, Do, Have. I've seen that in various settings in terms of where it comes from, certainly in Carolyn Taylor's book Walking the Talk, and also Fred Kaufman talks about it in his book Conscious Business. Now, what I've found with the Be, Do, Have is that we live in a culture which for the most part seems to be have, do, be. So we work out the kind of life, the kind of things that we want to have. We think about what kind of house do I want to have, car, TV. We think about the things that we want to have, and then we use that to determine what kind of job, what kind of work we're going to do. Now, we spend a lot of time in our work, most of us spend a lot of time doing our work. So that's an important choice to my mind. In fact, in some ways, I think it's one of the most important choices we can make in our lives, because we spend so much time doing that thing that it's going to shape us. So we work out what we want to have, and then that starts to dictate what we choose to do. We go, well, if I want those things, then I have to have a job that pays enough to get those things. What kind of jobs are there out there that pay well enough to get those things? And we start to make choices about career. And then often, if that's the case, I then see those jobs start to shape the person. You know, the odds are, if you're doing a job that requires you to take certain actions, to think in a certain way, or to espouse certain values, then that's going to shape the kind of person you are. That's going to shape who you are at the centre of your being. Something I'll say more about later, but I sometimes use the phrase, you are what you do, repeatedly. Whatever you do again and again and again, that's who you are. So what I recommend, what I often find myself talking to people about, is working the other way around. Be, do, have, rather than have, do, be. Flipping that upside down. Or another way to think of it is flipping it the right way up. So I start to go, what's the kind of person I want to be? What's most important to me? Who do I want to be in the world? If you're a guy like me, then what's the kind of man that I want to be? Then once I've got that, then I can work out what kind of actions I want to take in the world. What is it that I want to do? If that's the kind of person I am, at my heart. And if that's the kind of person I want to become, more of what I already am, and maybe there's some values that I want to work on, that I want to become more clear or courageous in expressing. If that's the kind of person I am, and that's the kind of person I want to become, what do I need to do to be that person? And part of that question will be, what kind of work do I need to do to become that person? Because you're going to spend a lot of time doing whatever work you choose. And then you find out what comes out the other end, what results come out the other end. Now, some of those results may be financial gain, and some of those results may be entirely other things in terms of reinforcing your values, having a sense of meaning and purpose in your day-to-day work, feeling proud of who you are and what you do. So for me, as well as being a valuable way of making sure that you become the person you want to be, you become a person that you can look in the mirror and feel proud of yourself. It can also be an antidote as a mindset to the culturally pervasive ideas which I think often drive our behaviour, such as commercialism, materialism, and people's choices being essentially driven by a cultural norm that says material success and competitive advantage are good and should be driven for as our primary goals. Now, obviously not everyone believes that, but I think it's a background message in a lot of our culture. And if you want to be free of that drive, then starting to go be, do, have rather than have, do, be is a great first step. So I hope that first tool, that first idea is useful, and check out the other videos if you want to find some more.